as we near the end of session, obviously we have to sometimes compete with outside voices, but I am happy to do so today, Mr. President. This is the 5th year that I've had the great privilege of bringing this resolution to the floor. As the resolution was read, there was much that was said about how important immigrant communities are to our state. And I want to underline that and say and take an opportunity to talk about, do two things. First of all, to both celebrate the diversity of our state and celebrate the diversity of our chamber. Now, Mr. President, as I'm sure that you're aware, we are an incredibly diverse body. And I'm glad to say that, although I hope I don't miss anyone, we have folks in our chamber who are senators from all over the state, some of whom are the first time elected members of this chamber that are either immigrants themselves or members of a particular ethnic group or nationality that have never been represented in this chamber before. Whether it's El Salvador, Colombia, Costa Rica, India, Taiwan, Iran, Guyana, all of these folks represent all of these different parts of the state, come here to speak on behalf of their constituency, who is in turn an incredibly diverse constituency itself. In the case of my district, I have a large community of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, a growing community of folks from Southeast Asia, folks from Central America, the Garifuna community who have been here before, and even my staff. I am incredibly proud to have an incredibly diverse staff. Just right now, Mr. President, in my staff, I have folks who are either first generation or directly connected to folks that came from Ireland, Venezuela, Peru, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Antigua, and Barbuda, just in my office. And so one part of this is to celebrate the diversity that is our state, that is our chamber, that is our constituency. And the other, Mr. President, is just to remind ourselves that there are things that are happening right now, attacks that are happening right now from the national government to that diversity, whether it's to our state or across the nation. We have, sadly, somebody who sits in the White House who does nothing but demean these individuals, who come here to make themselves better, to bring forth positive things for their community. And so we have a responsibility here not only to just say it's great that we're a diverse state, it's great that we have a diverse heritage, but it's also important to say that we have a responsibility to those individuals. I'm glad to say that in the warriors that have fought for this, we're actually joined today by one such warrior, and that's Yaritza Mendez, who is Dominican herself, and is a member, she is the lead organizer for Make the Road New York, who's an organization that fights just for these individuals, to make sure that we can get better conditions in the state, that we can get better conditions for immigrants. We have an obligation, Mr. President, not only to celebrate, but to defend. And that is what I hope that we will continue to do in this body. And with that, Mr. President, I will vote in the affirmative, obviously, in this resolution, but I will also remind all of us to not just celebrate the folks that are diverse, that make up our constituency, but also make sure that we recommit ourselves to defending them every single day. Thank you, Mr. President.
The resolution was previously adopted on April 9th. To Ms. Mendez, I welcome you on behalf of the Senate. We extend to you all of the privileges and courtesies of this House. Please rise and be recognized.